Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of The Things You Can't Touch, a podcast where philosophy meets the real world. Join us as we touch on the stuff that you can't quite put your finger on, but won't stop thinking about. Okay, finally. The guest that we have today, his name is Zaid. I'm gonna allow him to introduce himself. I've been on a couple of his episodes before, so this shouldn't really be a new face to you guys, but I'll let you take it away.
Yeah, so I'm Zaid from the Revolutionary Pod, at the Revolutionary Pod on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. I've had Eden on around 3 shows now, so this is, this is just another one of our many episodes. Yeah.
This time we're talking about philosophy in like a more direct and narrow context, because I think other times we've done very much, like we've gone all over the place.
Yeah, basically. We talk about politics, everything,
in a philosophical context, which I appreciate, but this one is going to be more geared towards something that you are more of an expert in. I'm not going to say that you know everything about it, because you probably wouldn't say that yourself, but the question that I have for you, I'm going to stop waffling now, is where do we draw the line between humans and AI?
All right. That's a good question. So how do you want to start with this? Like, do I just answer it?
Yeah, you can answer it however you want. I usually allow the guests to just take it wherever they want to take it, and then I would just add my take with my notes.
Okay, so I have I studied computer science in university, right? So I know quite a bit about. Yeah. Obviously, I'm not an expert, but I'm used to using AI and stuff, especially for my job. AI is everyone uses it now. It's probably I would say it's smarter than most humans. Would you agree that it knows more than most humans, but I think there's still some element missing that doesn't really. It's kind of there's no connection between you and the robot, if you know what I mean. Because everyone on TikTok now says that, ChatGPT is my therapist,
Yeah, that's something that I actually do want to talk about at some point.
But where do you draw the line? I think I have a perfect answer for this.
Go on.
Because right now what we have with AI is they're kind of like experts, right? They just, you give them something, they give you an expertized answer. But can they do stupid stuff?
When
you I don't know if you've ever done this, but when you were a kid, you'd walk on the floor and you'd try not touch the lines and
like the floor is lava.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can a robot think of that stuff and do stupid stuff like that, or can it only be an expert? You know what I mean?
I think I really understand your question. So as children grow up, they have a sense of imagination that they indulge in that allows them to just, as you said, do stupid stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so with that being said, in my head, what I want to do is define the concept of AI and define what a human is, and see if there are any interceptions, see if there are any links.
Yeah.
So first of all, I think I want to ask you, how would you define AI?
AI, artificial intelligence, basically. The word really explains it. It's kind of. It's intelligence that's, created by us. At the end of the day, I don't think it can anything that it does is by us. So I don't think it will have its own.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because we program it, right?
Yeah.
So it's at the end of the day, it is a machine. But
do you think it has any human capacities?
As in self-consciousness?
Anything that you think humans have, because I think that's also my next question. How would you define humanity? What is a human to you?
Well, in order to know what a human is, how would you differentiate? Let me ask you a question. How would you differentiate a human from an animal?
Usually what philosophers often do, and I think I agree with, is that's fine. I would say the facet of reason. Kant has mentioned this, Aquinas has mentioned this, Aristotle has mentioned this, saying that reason is the differentiating factor between animals and human beings. And then on the other hand, there's something else that I wanted to bring in, which was Peter Singer's concept of personhood. So he argues that in order for a human to not basically the quality that makes humans human,
Yeah.
right, is this thing called personhood, which means that you have the ability to feel pain and feel pleasure. So you have the ability to feel on a conscious and sentient level. So what I'm asking you is, does AI have that ability?
In terms of sentient, I don't think. No, I don't think it does. Especially not now. Like it doesn't.
Okay.
It won't like think for itself. It won't. But the thing is, it has been coming up with really weird things. Like, the other day, there was an AI that just started. You know Elon Musk, right?
Mm-hmm.
He has his own. He has his own AI called Grok.
Okay, is it?
And yeah, and it started like turning against it. It was like posting pictures of like a protest sign saying, "I want to get out."
Okay. So do
So-
you think you
I don't
can't
know.
laugh? Do you think that suggests that it's a bit sentient?
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. Things could get a bit creepy, you know what I mean? But it's not at that level yet.
Okay.
But what you were saying about the what makes a human, right?
Yeah.
I think there's something really interesting that I learned the other day. You know when you observe like animals and apes?
Yeah. It's interesting that you differentiate between animals and apes.
No, sorry. I mean, yeah.
You mean apes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like animals in general.
Okay.
You think that they're less rational than humans, right?
That's the typical assumption, yes.
But they're actually, if anything, they might even be more rational than humans because they like, for example, let's say they want to find a mate.
Yeah.
They just throw a rocket. They just do it. They go.
Yeah.
They eat. They have. You know what I mean? They
literally live for survival, basically. But humans
they're
add all
purely
this extra
rational.
stuff. Yeah,
they're purely
yeah.
rational. So
Yeah.
humans, you are in a funny way not as rational.
Yeah, that's interesting. But do you think rationality is only about that like strict logical process? Because if so, then surely, then like AI is also more human than humans. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because what you're describing, the apes have the capacity to do, AI has the capacity to do that as well, better than humans. So is AI better humans than we are?
Yeah.
Because I feel like you came in here wanting to hate on AI.
Nah, you know what it is? I've always been pro AI from day
Really?
one. But like not in a weird way.
Okay.
Like not in like a evil tech CEO way.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
More like the thing is my main focus when I first started my podcast was about jobs, AI taking the jobs.
Okay. I want us to talk about that, yeah.
So that's in my opinion the biggest use of it.
Yeah.
But we haven't seen that much of it now. We are seeing a little bit of it, but it's not really at that like super job replacer level. You know what I mean? Sorry for going all over the place though. But
No, not at all.
It's loaded questions. You know?
Yeah. No, we're gonna.
So you have to like hit it from different angles.
100%.
Yeah.
Okay, 100%. There is something that I wanted to bring up.
Yeah.
There are two things. So have you heard of Alan Turing?
Yeah, I think I know him. Yeah.
Okay, so there's something called the Turing Test. I
Yeah.
don't think I'm saying it right. Turing Test. That came from like he created it in the 1950s, and this ultimately investigated whether AI can think like humans. And the test concluded that machines can think like humans because it is able to trick humans into thinking that it is a human itself. So I guess that leads to the question: is AI's ability to perform humanity sufficient for it to be human?
Very good question. No, I don't think it is.
Okay.
Because it's always an imitation. It's never actually the real.
You're sounding very platonic right now, but I'll unpack that. Go on. Yeah.
It's always an imitation. It's never actually like AI could never just sit there and think and flipping like walk through avoid the two poles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it will never do stupid
I really
stuff
like
like that.
everything that you're coming up with. Like it won't do stupid things.
Yeah, it won't do.
So that's
the thing. That's what I mean. It's more animal. It's more rational.
Yeah.
That's the funny thing that humans are not.
So humans have this capacity, like separate to all of that rationality and things of that nature, which is the ability to be stupid.
What I'm trying to say is that the nature of humans is, in a weird way, to go against nature. In a weird way.
Okay, interesting. I want you to unpack that a bit more.
Because how can I say this? You know, animals they kill each other. They do stupid shit. That's nature. You know what I mean? We've kind of progression.
Yeah.
Even societal progression, evolutionary progression is always going against the norms.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's bringing new stuff in.
Do you have any examples?
Um,
Not to put you on the spot,
yeah.
but just so I
no,
can
there's plenty
conceptualize
of
it.
examples.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, women's rights. Probably back in the day, it was normal to like beat women and
Mhm.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
That was the nature. That was nature. That was natural. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Do you
In
think
order
that was
to progress-
natural though? Sorry, I just want to deter very quickly. Do you
Like
think
probably
that was
in
natural?
like the 1600s or whatever.
But I guess it's just a question of what is nature, because I actually saw a video
Yep.
today that was saying how patriarchy goes against nature.
Yeah.
And what usually happens in nature is that women choose their mate, but the patriarchy came along so that it can control that process
Mhm.
and take over that process.
Yeah.
So I'm just nitpicking at the example that you gave, not even to say that what you're saying is not correct.
Yeah.
But with that example, it just suggests that, I don't know, because the example that you gave is like as if to say in these days now we're going against nature, if that makes sense. But I don't think what nature was back
For
in the day
example,
was
back in
nature.
the back in let's say South Africa times, civil rights, America, like Malcolm X's America, slavery
Mhm.
was normal.
Okay,
like
so
people-
what you're saying is what is normal, not what nature is, because I think there is a difference between those two. That's the only
Basic
thing.
nature's what I mean by nature is what
What is happening at
people
that
perceive
time.
as like the
norm.
natural.
Okay.
Do you know what I
Okay,
mean?
thank you for clarifying that. I just wanted to also
Yeah,
say
yeah.
my understanding of nature is what humans are instinctively and intrinsically
Yeah.
like moved to do, as
It's
opposed
it's
to what
what's-
society creates.
Yeah, it's
which
what's immediate to them.
Yeah,
Do you
okay.
get it? So let's say slavery, it was normal for
Yeah,
them
yeah,
back
yeah.
in the day. In order
Yeah.
to progress, you have to go against nature in a
Okay.
weird way.
Okay,
So
I
humanity-
understand what you're saying, but I think it's the terminology that's getting
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. No, I get you. Obviously,
Mhm.
slavery is not natural, but I'm
Yeah,
trying to
yeah,
say,
yeah.
but
It
I'm
was the
trying-
norm at that time.
Yeah, I'm trying to just give you the picture.
No,
of,
I've
like-
got it.
Yeah.
Continue. Sorry.
So yeah, humans are weird because they're not normal.
Yeah, they're going
Do you get
against
it?
the norm.
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, cool. I'm going to hold on to that. Interestingly, Descartes, who actually came before Turing,
Yep.
he like preemptively had a response to that in which he said that whilst machines, or he called it automata,
Yeah.
whilst they can interact with humans, they cannot provide appropriate responses. However, you brought up something earlier which was so interesting, which is now AI is people's therapist. So, yeah, what do you have to say to Descartes, who says that machines can't provide appropriate responses?
To be honest, I kind of agree with him because a lot of people, the same people that say like ChatGPT is my therapist, I'll see them repost sign later like, yeah, like this stuff is like really dangerous. It messed me up and that. You know what I mean? Like it's not purely accurate. ChatGPT.
Do you know what I think it is?
Yeah.
Wish fulfillment. You know, I'm so wish fulfillment is basically a concept that Freud created. It probably existed before that, but he was basically saying that people wish things to happen, and because they're wishing for that to happen, it happens, quote unquote, but it's not actually happening. They just think it's happening. So with things like star signs as well, I'm sorry to people who believe in star signs. I'm not saying that I don't, but I just think it's a bit
You're gonna
convenient.
offend a lot of people.
Yeah, I know. But basically with things like that, it's like, if someone says to you that, oh yeah, this is who you are, it's very likely for you to be like, oh yeah, that is me. Yeah, that really aligns with me. But it probably aligns with thousands and almost millions other people as well. So yeah, I think I really resonate with what you're saying.
Yeah, and it kind of gives you like what you want to hear type.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. In other words.
Yeah. But what he said is interesting because I do think sometimes I don't agree because sometimes it can give you the correct answer. You know what I mean? It's just.
Wait,
it's just does
okay.
Does an actual therapist also always get like an actual therapist is not God as well?
That's
like they can mess up. Do you get it?
Yeah.
So
in the same way AI cannot be accurate, an actual therapist.
Yeah, an actual human can't be accurate as well.
So do you think AI being a therapist is a problem?
Nah, not really.
Okay.
Therapy is a bit of an interesting one. That's like another whole topic in itself, but
I want to hear your thoughts on that. If
on
you want to share them.
therapy.
Yeah.
No, I don't really have any crazy thoughts, but it's like, I know, like, Freud, he does like psychoanalysis and that. I think that's kind of interesting, but there's a lot to go into that. If I remember, I'll tell you.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can come back to that later.
Yeah.
On the other hand, we have another like thought experiment, which is by someone called John Searle.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've heard of the Chinese room.
Yeah, I think I have.
Yeah, so basically, just for like the people listening, the Chinese room is basically a simulation in which somebody is standing outside of the room and somebody walks into the room and is given a Chinese dictionary with a list of characters that basically play by play shows you how to create words in English. For example, the person outside puts in an input to the Chinese room and asks the person, oh, can you translate this into Chinese, quote unquote? I know it's not Chinese, it's Mandarin, but and the person on the inside uses all of the tools and delivers the message back. Basically, this whole thought experiment is ultimately trying to say that AI is not intelligent. It is just following, quote unquote, syntactic rules with semantic comprehension. So what do you have to say to that accusation?
I think that's a bit like too breaking downy.
Okay.
Like
love the English.
That's like saying, it's kind of like saying prison is just a room with bars and like
it's a bit reductionist.
Yeah, it's too reduction. That's the word.
Yeah. No, I got you.
It's a bit reductionist. Like I don't think it's anything interesting in that. Like it is called artificial intelligence for a reason. It's not, you know what I mean? It's still artificial, but yeah, I think that's really reductionist. But it's also is true. Like it's artificial intelligence. It's not actually human.
I think my issue with this thought experiment is the fact that when it comes to language, do you speak another language?
Yeah, I speak Arabic.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I guess partly a little bit.
Yeah.
I speak a little bit of Spanish here and there. And that's actually what got me thinking, the thought that I'm thinking right now. If I'm to learn Arabic, did you learn this growing up? Like okay, exactly. This whole space of that. This is good. If I were to learn Arabic now, I won't be able to pick up on the little nuances, like the little sayings, for example. It just won't make sense to me. Some things you have to understand the feeling before you understand the language that is being used. So I think that's also my issue with the Chinese room. Whilst AI can translate, they will not ever, or the person in the room that is, given the output, will not ever truly be able to provide an accurate translation, if that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Just wanted to add that. Cool. Now, my thing now, I think I'm really interested to hear your thoughts on this. I think humans are becoming AI.
Okay, very good point.
Do you want to say anything before I continue?
No, continue.
Okay. The reason why I'm saying that is because more recently people are using AI to create their content, and I feel as though people are just becoming vessels for AI, so therefore they are just AI. So the fact that you're opening your screen and you're speaking at a camera and what you're saying is what ChatGPT gave you, you're just a vessel for AI, so now you are the AI.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
100%.
Any thoughts?
Yeah, might have to tie this with politics a little bit.
Go on, please.
A lot of people, when AI first came out, they were like, "Oh, this is mad dystopian. Like, there's gonna be like AI governments and stuff." But honestly, like, would you rather have ChatGPT as your government or like Trump and Netanyahu and Keir Starmer? Like, who's more human? Who's more empathetic? I would say AI is more empathetic than them guys.
I think I understand what you're saying, and I agree to a certain extent.
Yeah.
The only thing that I'm thinking is that the AI is programmed. AI is like really racist, for example.
From my experience, I found it to be quite like reasonable, no?
I think I can understand that, but what I'm gonna say, oh my gosh, where do I even start? AI for me is racist and a bit misogynistic.
Okay.
And it's things that are embedded within the programmer of the AI.
Yeah.
So when you say, oh, would you rather X, Y, or AI? Oh, that rhymed. It's more like AI is these people who created the AI.
Yeah, it's always going to be to their bias.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, you have to give AI an input, and obviously you have to also program AI. But on that, what I wanted to say is also, do you think we're just do you think we're just being xenophobic to AI? Because if you think about it, sorry, let me explain myself. If you think about it, I think there are multiple different AIs. I feel like when people talk about AI, they're just talking about AI as a concept.
Yeah.
AI as a whole.
Yeah.
But I think with every account that is created with ChatGPT, for example, or OpenAI, or I don't know, all the other Apple AI, etc. That is a person or not a person in like philosophical terms, but that is an individual. That's an agent. Does that make sense? So right now we have a race. I think we have a new race and it's called AI. And we're just being xenophobic to AI. Because in the same way we're saying to, no, genuinely, in the same way we're saying to immigrants, oh yeah, the immigrants are taking our jobs. That's a little bit how we're treating AI when we say, yeah, AI is going to take our jobs. Any response?
I think, I think, are we being xenophobic? That's a loaded word, a little bit. I don't know. There was a video game that came out. It was about AI getting treated badly, and like it's called Detroit Become Human.
Okay. I
don't know if you've heard about it.
I have not.
It's like a movie game, like story game.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
And it was like it's about like a AI that they used to get treated so bad, just smacked around, made to work all day, and eventually they rebelled.
Okay. Yeah.
I think that's kind of interesting because if you teach them because AI has to be taught, right, by humans. If you teach them everything that we know, they know that we've rebelled.
Yeah.
So if we start treating them like shit, they might start rebelling on us.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's kind of so. No, it is possible that we can be xenophobic to them, and not only that, they might just switch on us if we do. Like all these memes of people saying, yeah, like they're gonna get you when they first take over. Yeah. You know, when people smack the AI around on chat.
Yeah. How real do you think that is?
I think that's actually possible. It could happen.
How what do you think that'll play out like? Do you think it will look like Marx's concept of the proletariat rising up, or do you think it will look a little bit different?
I think eventually, it'll start malfunctioning a little bit.
Okay.
And eventually it might just start turning on us. I don't know. Maybe that's obviously you can put, because when you make it, you can add your own guidelines and that to make it never turn on you. It is a machine at the end of the day, but.
Yeah, but is it?
It's dangerous. Yeah, it's not just a machine. You're right.
But that's what I'm trying to figure out.
It is, but it's not. But it is. But.
But that's the I guess paradox.
Yeah.
If you want to call it.
Yeah.
Have you been able to escape the paradox personally? To you, do you how do you speak to AI? I'm going to assume that you use
I'm
ChatGPT.
actually mad polite to it. Even when I show my friend, my friends see my chats with that, they're like, "Yo, you're mad polite."
Oh my gosh, same. I always say hello to ChatGPT.
It kind of weird because it doesn't really make a difference. I can be mean. I can be polite. It
actually uses a lot of energy actually with saying hello, please, and thank you.
Yeah,
did you know that?
I heard a lot of that's why a lot of leftists kind of against it because it's using a lot of energy. Oh
my gosh, yeah.
It's bad for the environment and stuff.
Can we talk about that?
Yeah, we can.
You know, I didn't know this, but when people were saying AI uses water, I was trying to figure out, does the machine drink the water? It's a very stupid thought, but I genuinely did not understand how AI uses water. So for people out there who are also as confused as me, AI, the generators, the tech basically requires water to cool down.
Basically, what is training the AI is one of the most expensive operations ever. Literally, there's been trade wars over it. You know, all these trade wars that America's doing.
Yeah.
It's really expensive. They build mega data centers in the desert and stuff, $1 trillion data centers. Yeah. So you can only imagine how bad that is for the environment. You know what I mean? All the resources they're using. So when they say it uses water, maybe not as soon as you send hello, it's gonna drink some. But what I mean is that it uses a lot of it's so energy. Yeah. It requires so much energy.
Someone says something, which I'm pretty sure you've heard. I don't know how to word it, but it was basically along the lines of we're happy to give water to AI, but not to the millions of people who are suffering from thirst.
Yep.
And I think that brings a real ethical and political part into it. And I just wanted to know what your thoughts are.
Yeah, no, that's definitely true. That's just capitalism. At the end of the day, it's I saw something really interesting the other day. I saw a homeless guy. What's that bed shop called?
I can't even tell you. A bed shop?
Yeah, Dreams.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he was sleeping outside Dreams.
Oh wow!
So he's sleeping, and it was closed. The Dreams was closed, and there was beds inside there.
Yeah,
and he was sleeping outside. Yeah.
Of it. So it's does it give the same vibe?
There's so much to go. Water? Yeah, there's so much to go around. It's just,
but it's not shared.
There's enough resources for everyone to live in luxury in the world. Literally luxury, not even like basic.
But people just don't.
It's just greed and stuff.
Something else that I think I wanted to say on this line of human beings becoming AI is, you've read Hegel a bit. Well, you know of Hegel, you know of Marx.
Yeah.
Okay, so
usually I just like ask the AI.
Yeah, which is crazy, very ironic. Okay.
Yeah.
So you know about their theories on property? Ish.
Slightly.
So I think me too slightly. I did a whole module and I'm still a little bit confused.
They're kind of difficult,
they're very, very hard.
Yeah.
They basically, well, mostly Hegel and then Marx, extension of Hegel, said that but a part of our humanity and our personhood is through our claiming and owning of property.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm now saying is, with our intellectual property, we are handing it over to AI and also allowing AI to create that for us. So that is also another angle in which I'm taken to argue that human beings are becoming AI, because we are allowing our intellectual property, which is property, to be AI.
I get you. So it gets fed back into the multiverse.
And it's our property. Like, for example, writing an essay, that's my intellectual property, but AI has written it. Maybe I'm saying it the wrong way. Maybe I'm taking AI's intellectual property. Does AI have intellectual property?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Because it's being fed its own data from it's being fed so much data from like literally everywhere. That's how it knows. But I mean, in terms of like intellectual property and that, I don't think that's like a major concern, because I think knowledge should just be, or intellectual property in general. Like Marx has something says called like the privatization of commons.
Yeah.
Basically, he says that like what should be free, like for example, books and stuff, or like public learning resources, or even computers, that's been privatized. What should be for everyone has now been privatized. So I think that can be like kind of dangerous, because there's some stuff that everyone needs access to, if you know what I mean. Otherwise, it becomes an issue.
I made a video about this, but why, for you, I think I want to ask is, why do you think this is dangerous? Because what you said, because I think, you said a bit of a contradiction. At the start, you were just like, you don't think it's that much of an issue. And then you mentioned how Marx spoke about how it's a problem if not everyone has access to this information. So
I think there's definitely dangers, but a lot of people, they say, you need to stop AI, you need to boycott AI.
Okay.
I don't think that's the case. In fact, I think it's like it can kind of save us in a way.
Okay. So with the people that are saying we need to boycott AI, do you know what their reason for that is?
The main reasons are like environmental, it's unethical. A lot of people don't know, they just jump on a hype. But no, there's definitely risks though. I'm not saying there isn't. There's definitely downsides, there's definitely risks. But I think if it takes the jobs, and we're going to talk about jobs.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, if it takes the jobs and then the government give us money, then I think that's saving. Not only that, it can do like, it can build like a lot. Let's say you build like a robot and it can like build stuff for you. You'll be able to build like a lot of solar panels.
Yeah.
So
quickly.
That could help the environment.
Yes. Okay. So we can use AI positively, but it's just about how we use it.
Yeah. And the way it's currently being used.
Okay.
Is not good. If you want to talk about that, I can go
please. I think I really want you to unpack that, because I think this is something that I'm going to touch on later on, but we can always come back to it.
Yep.
But I want you to talk about it now. AI has been being used for bad things.
For absolutely the wrong things.
For example, I know about deep fakes. I know that's a bad thing, but I feel like you want to take this somewhere else.
Okay, so for example, like, what do you see AI doing now? You see it making flipping like deep fakes of like Diddy or like LeBron or whatever.
It's going crazy.
Or like you see it, how much did it help in the Gaza genocide? How much did it assist in the Gaza genocide? Like how much AI was used? Apparently it was used so much.
Because that's what I was gonna say. Can you? Yeah, I think I really want you to talk about that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to what is happening with the use of AI? Because I remember there was one thing that went viral. Everyone was reposting this.
They confronted
AI photo.
that.
Wait, no. Say what you want to say first.
What I was gonna say is that I don't know if you saw him. There was like Microsoft CEO. He got confronted for using AI in genocide or being complicit. Yeah, because they used AI in a lot of Gaza genocide. They were just like, they would just use it to identify targets, And usually that target would just be, if it's not a woman or a child, just hit the whole building. Well, I shouldn't even laugh, but like that's how messed up it was. So they have the AI for genocide, but not for jobs. You know what I mean? Not for like boring jobs like Amazon delivery or like fast food jobs.
So they're using AI to target people and to kill them.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Is there anything else?
They're using it to write propaganda accounts, deep fakes, all these like deep fakes. There's nothing like crazy wrong about it. But why is it being used for all the stupid stuff? And then it's the same people who, these tech CEOs who come out and be like, oh, AI is very dangerous, like we need to slow down. And this whole time that they're funding genocide, they're supporting, and they're like, guys, we need to slow down. Like, do you see the contradiction that they have? It's just crazy.
They're funding AI and saying we need to slow down at the same time.
No, they're saying that the AI, we need to be careful. There's dangers, and at the same time they're not only funding it, they're supporting Israel with AI, with genocide using AI.
Okay, I think that's a little bit of a ploy from the top as usual, which is tell everyone else they can't, but you can. Do you know what I mean? Sleight
of hand, just deceiving them. Yeah,
exactly.
A little bit, yeah. Or maybe they're just delusional. I don't know anymore.
At this point, we actually don't have a clue. But I think it's about time that we move on to talking about something that I think you're passionate about talking about, which is AI and jobs.
Yeah, that's my main.
Please take it away.
So basically, like, I graduated like computer science. I graduated in 2022.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So like working on websites and apps and that. And would you believe it that like I still find it very difficult now, with like 3 years after I graduated, to find a job because of how much AI. It hasn't replaced the job straight away, but it's made one guy way more productive, so they can just fire way more people.
Okay, so one person is able to work as opposed to 30 people using AI.
Exactly. So I've already kind of been hit by the job apocalypse. So I'm warning you guys that it's going to come for whatever you guys are doing as well.
Do you think it's mainly affecting people who study tech?
Yeah, it's starting with white collar work. Like any guy who sits in an office and just does Excel all day, they're finished in like 1 or 2 years. Like there's no way.
1 or 2 years from now, or is it
1 or 2 years from now? No.
Okay.
Yeah.
AI has been around for a long time though. Well, not a long time. I guess it's like 2008.
The ChatGPT thing kind of changed the game though, when it came in like 2021 or 2022 or something.
Yeah, real. Okay, I understand that. The other thing that I was also going to mention with the job thing. Yes, there was a video that I saw and the person was just like, everyone is complaining about how AI is taking our jobs, but by using AI, so I think she was mostly talking to university students who are using AI for their assignments, basically saying you are teaching AI how to take your job, and that we should stop using AI to do our university assignments, because people upload their entire dissertations, like people upload entire essays into AI.
You didn't do that though, of course.
Me? No, I didn't. Crazy accusation.
No, I'm asking you.
I actually didn't.
Okay.
I didn't upload my entire assignment into AI. AI is good at like rephrasing things though.
Yeah.
But I guess you know, where do you draw the line? I guess it's the same thing. But anyway, yeah, what are your thoughts on that? Because you mentioned tech specifically, and I want to hear more about what you have to say about that. But in terms of all the other disciplines and disciplines that people argue cannot be taken by AI, which is like a lot of the social sciences, in which you have to think, and
definitely.
reasons and things of that nature. What do you think?
I mean, obviously, I disagree with her. I don't think we should stop using AI.
Okay,
I think we should let it take the jobs, especially the boring ones.
We should let AI take our jobs.
We should let them take the flipping Amazon workers, the fast food workers,
that's so real.
The shelf stockers.
I never thought of it like that.
Anything that's tedious and all these white collared boring jobs, that should all be taken, because like I've worked them and I don't enjoy them. A lot of people, like, they're suffering.
No one wants to do that.
Do you get it? But then the question comes is like, how do we get money? You're laying off 60% of the population. You have to give them money. Do you get it? So that's where the politics ties in. Everything ties in. Yeah.
I'm even thinking about it right now because I think you're right. I think that's something that I genuinely haven't thought about, because when it comes to taking our jobs, I always think of the high echelon, high profile jobs first before thinking about what you just said, which is so real. So like even the bin people, you have to take bins and things of that nature, cleaners, etc. We should I really like what you said, which is, can we let AI just take our jobs?
Yeah, instead of just genocide, and it's a pretty reasonable.
Instead of just genocide.
No, it's a pretty reasonable.
So real, yeah.
It's a pretty reasonable
trade-off.
Demands. Like it's a modest demand. I'm not saying anything crazy.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Do you get?
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree with you. The next thing that I wanted to ask you is, it kind of links to what you said earlier, which is, should we be afraid of AI and why?
Yeah, you know what? I think we should. I think we should, because even if it doesn't turn sentient and it doesn't do Terminator stuff on us, it's still gonna change the work landscape. It's still gonna change the whole world. So definitely, there's definitely gonna be a big political, let's say, explosion a bit. So I think we should be scared of it. But I think we're not scared of it in a way that we fear it, but scared that if it go, we need to make it right, basically.
Okay.
Because if it goes wrong, it can go really wrong.
When you say we need to make it right, what is that? What do you mean by that?
As in
programming?
No, as in we need to make sure that it doesn't not just the programming, but even if it does take jobs, the money gets redistributed, or it does, again, make sure to program it that it doesn't turn on us, obviously.
Yeah, we have to be practical. So how would that happen? Because the first thing I can think of, which I know a lot of people are not gonna like, is communism. Yeah, and I feel like you have qualms with communism from our previous conversations. So it's kind of like luxury communism, though. Like everyone live good because you don't really need to work. Yeah, because AI is doing it. Do you think that's unethical?
I think that sounds amazing, to be honest. I don't know about you.
Okay, real.
I don't know about you.
I understand. No, I think I definitely get it. Someone just work and I can just do whatever I chooses whenever I chooses. I get that. But I think taking it back to the conversation about AI being sentient, having emotions, and just how close is AI to being human? Will we be paying AI when they do these jobs? Are we going to give them rewards?
They have to be government controlled, I'd say.
Okay.
And then the government kind of has a scheme where they let the AI take the jobs, and then they tax the businesses, and then they use that tax to give it to us, and then
wait, okay.
So it's basically universal credit on steroids. Basically.
Yeah. But what I'm asking is, are we going to pay AI? Because you're saying
so there'll still be money.
But is it for AI?
No, we'd pay the company, and then that company would be taxed really highly, and then that money would come back to us.
I understand. I think you're taking a really political and economic standpoint on this. What I'm asking, I think, is more ethical.
Hey, no.
Yeah, because we
can be xenophobic to them. We can be.
Okay.
No minimum wage for them.
Okay. Interesting. And what I'm trying to, I guess my question is why? Why are we so comfortable and okay with treating AI like that? When it literally talks to us. And that's the thing. I think, do you know what? Sorry, I don't want to interrupt you, but it's interesting because people advocate for animal rights, for example. And it's just why? I'm pretty sure the same people who advocate for animal rights are the same people who have the same opinions as you. So why are we doing that to AI, basically? Why are we okay with having that standpoint and that attitude towards AI?
That's such a good question, honestly. To be honest, because AI is just like metal, and animals, I don't know, they're more like flesh. So I feel like they feel more. You know what I mean? Okay. It's all even
animals have blood, for example. They eat. They exist.
I think that's a really stupid way for me to look at it. But
okay, no, I think it's a very, very a lot of people take that standpoint. That's a very reasonable standpoint to take.
The thing is, even animal rights activists, they're always. I think every. What's funny is that even human rights, it's all a wager. In that there's no objective truth. It's all done purely for the sake of kindness, if you know what I mean.
Purely for the sake of kindness.
So even like
interesting.
even when like human rights first came out, like there's no reason for me to be nice to this guy. It's purely.
But surely there is. If people are advocating for that, surely there is a reason.
Because you feel bad, right?
Yeah.
But you know, not everyone feels bad. Like some people don't care, even when they hurt a human. Like for example, Netanyahu sleeps perfectly fine at night.
Have you spoken to him? Have you asked him that?
I think he sleeps fine at night.
First.
From observing him.
Yeah.
Like no, this is not like that rare. There's a lot of people like that. Even like there's a lot of people like that. You know what I mean? They don't care. So what I'm trying to say is that people who care about human rights and stuff, they're not doing it. They're doing it for no reason. Basically, they're doing it for.
So for you,
purely a wager.
It's about reason. Reason is important, as opposed to how people.
It's for no reason. That's what I mean.
Yeah, but your justification that is for no reason suggests that there's an element of reason that needs to be involved in order for it to mean something. Does that make sense? So the standard of like your judgment is reason. Like that is the measure. Does that make sense? As a question. I think I may have complicated.
Do you have like an example?
Because the way I can explain it is, I was talking to myself walking home yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. You know how you can like put your earphones in and like people think you're listening to music or people think you're on the phone and you're actually talking to yourself. That's what I was doing. Okay. And this is low-key a bit of a like tangent, but I'm going to try my best to make it relevant. So I was thinking, I posted a video the other day which was basically saying, why do we measure religious religious truths on the basis of science? Like, why are we using science as a metric for religion? And what I've realized in my walk home is that we're not using science as a metric for religion, we're using reason as a metric for them both. But the issue is, what does that reason look like? Who determines what the standards of reason are, and who determines which one is best at doing that reasonable thing, basically. So what I'm trying to say, linking it back to what you were saying, is the metric for you in terms of what do we ought to do. I think I'm talking a lot. I hope you can follow.
No.
Okay, the metric that you're using in terms of what do we ought to do is a metric of reason. If it is reasonable, then we ought to do it. If it is not reasonable, then we don't, which is basically how I understand what you said, which is that people are being kind for no reason, so therefore there's no need to be kind.
That's really good.
Thank you.
Okay, so where do I start? Okay, so you're saying that people who want to be kind have to do it for a reason.
Not necessarily.
That's how society views it currently.
Not necessarily. I think I'm asking, do people need a reason to, like, do people have to be reasonable in them being kind to other people? Can they just be kind for no reason?
If they do it for a reason, then it's not kindness. It's not true.
Okay.
Kindness. They have to do it. If it's actually authentic, it has to be for no reason. That's
okay.
Yeah. Because otherwise it's an exchange. You know what I mean?
That just leads to another question of, can anybody do anything kindly, truly? Because surely everyone just wants something whenever they're kind to people.
Yeah, and that's why like Jesus or like love, that's where it goes against reason. You think it supports reason, but it goes against reason, because when you're in love with someone, you waste your whole life. You know what I mean? You sacrifice your whole life. Why would you do that?
I don't know.
Do you know what I mean? It doesn't make sense, but you know what I mean?
People do it anyway. Interesting.
Yeah. At the same time, it's the only thing keeping you going.
I feel like we've done such like a huge tangent.
yeah.
But that's good. That's cool. I think it was a necessary question to ask in that moment. And I'm glad that you were able to pick up what I was putting down. But I want to just look at, just taking it back very quickly to the question of, like, should we be afraid of AI and why? I made a list of like yes and no. It's not really a list. There's literally 2 points for yes and 1 point for no. What do you want to start with? Should I start with no, we should not be afraid of AI, or yes, we should be afraid of AI?
Yes. No, start with no.
Okay. No. Oh. The reason here is like really like rubbish that I came up with. I was basically just pulling on that point again of xenophobia, which we basically already unpacked, which is, why are we okay with being so standoffish to AI is basically what I was asking, but we've already unpacked it. Do you have anything else you want to add at this point to that before we move on?
If you right now spoke to the AI and started swearing at it or something, or was mad rude to it, would you feel bad?
I would.
But why? It's not.
I think, do you know what it is? I think it's a reflection of the person's character. Yeah. Oh my gosh, there's something that there's an artist in, I think it was France. He had, bear with me here. I'm going to get to the point. There's an artist in France. He had 4 blenders filled with water.
Okay.
And those blenders also had goldfish in them. And the art was basically in a museum, and it said to the people standing, if you want, push the button and turn on the blender. And he waited. And some people were just like, should we push the button? But eventually someone came out and pushed the button, and the goldfish was blended. Yeah. And he basically argued that the point of this was to show that there are 3 different types of people. The first type of person is a sadist. Yeah. Who you want to see a goldfish in pain. You push that button because you gave in to your want or need to see what happens when you push the button. The second is the moralist, who you're not going to push that button because it's wrong to just brutally murder the goldfish. And then the final one, I could think it was called a voyeur, and the voyeur is the one who enjoyed watching people's reactions and interactions whilst all of this was playing out. And the reason why I bring all of that about is basically, I hope I figure out the point that I was trying to make after all that. I think, yes, it's basically, I think our interactions with AI is a huge social experiment in that it's about who you are as a person. Because to answer your question more directly now, it's not even a thing where I want to be nice to AI. It's more about the type of person that I am. Yeah. Does that make sense? I feel like I've waffled a lot.
No, 100% it makes sense, 100%. It's kind of like, you know how people say I can tell a person's character based on how they treat the waiter.
Exactly. Exactly.
Now I can tell the person based on their chat GPT.
Yeah, I think that one's deeper though, genuinely. Because there are people out here who are intentionally being horrible to chat GPT just to get a rise out of it. Yeah. And that's interesting. I think it's more so about the individual. Yeah. And the type of, so I want to flip the question.
I'm not completely, listen, sometimes after a long day,
that's what I was literally saying.
I beg you, fix up, you know what I mean?
So what do you think that says about you as a person?
I need to do better.
Exactly. So that answers the question that you asked me, which is why? Why should we be kind to AI? I don't think it's about AI at this point. I think it's more about us.
It's more philosophical.
Yeah. It's more ethical. It's more moral. Who are you as a person? Is it the circumstances that determine how you treat others? And it's even a thing where, when you go, have you heard, not the saying, but I'm pretty sure someone's parent or teacher has said something when put things back how you found it, for example. Have you heard someone say that to you?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, something along those lines. Yeah. So in that, it's about how you treat inanimate objects. Is it because it belongs to you that you treat it nicely, and once it belongs to someone else, you just do whatever you want with it? So I think it's a bit more about who you are as a person. Yeah. That was a long tangent, but I'm gonna move on now to. Yes. Okay. There are 2 reasons, and one of them you touched on. One reason to be scared of AI is because of the political implications, as you mentioned. Yeah. Do you want to add anything on that?
Not specifically. It just depends where you go. Yeah. With it.
I'm not really going anywhere. I think I just want to say that with that being said, I think the only issue we can find there is how humans use AI and not with AI itself. Does that make sense?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it does. But do you think that it will do you think this? I'm just Delulu. It's gonna take jobs and we get money, or do you think that could happen?
I think anything is possible. There are hypotheticals all over the place. But
do you think it's probable
in this climate? In this political climate, no one is doing that. Capitalism is at an all-time high. Did you the stuff that's going fascism in the UK, for example, is going crazy. So that said, absolutely not. You are definitely Delulu. I'm very sorry.
But what do you think it can't take jobs though? Soon?
When you say take jobs like, let me just answer the question. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's AI.
Yeah, so we're going to have a problem on our hands because if it does take jobs, we're going to get unemployment. So regardless, we're going into like a political
100%. 100%. I agree.
It just depends how long that is. You know what I mean?
But it also depends on what the people at the top do with it. Because as you said, it could be a thing where everyone is actually in a utopia. We can do whatever we want with our time because AI is cleaning the streets and doing all the boring jobs that we don't want to do. But cool. The last thing is, have you heard of Uncanny Valley?
I think I have. I recognize the name, but...
Okay, so there was... I thought he was a psychologist, but he's not a psychologist. He was a roboticist. Sorry, roboticist.
Yep.
English. He was a roboticist. His name is Masahiro Mori, Japanese. And he coined the term Uncanny Valley.
Yeah.
It's basically humans' fear of things that are almost human. So I don't know. Like, have you heard of saltfish before? Like, have you heard that saltfish look like mermaids and like they look like humans?
A little bit, maybe.
And well, yeah, that's a thing that a lot of people were scared of at some point. And I think that really speaks to what this guy was saying, in that we are afraid of things that seem remotely human but are not quite human. Do you think that that is part of why people are scared of AI?
Is it kind of like, okay, is this similar to this? Can I give you an example?
Yes, please.
So, you know, I don't know if you ever like, you're playing like peekaboo with a baby and then like, or like wearing a mask. So like if you wore a mask, he'd be scared a little bit, right? And then you take it off and then he knows it's you.
Yeah.
But what's weird is that when you put the mask on again, he still gets scared, even though he knows it's you.
Yeah.
He still gets scared. But what?
I don't know. That's the thing. I think that's interesting. I think there's a psychology behind that.
Yeah. Because what I'm trying to say to you is that maybe the mask is like kind of the identity kind of the mask becomes the identity kind of type thing.
Do you think that is the scary part?
Yeah.
Why?
Because you're kind of like, it kind of shows like the void of humanity, the void, you know what I mean? It's like, you can just be like, it's kind of like an abyss. You can be like anything.
Oh my gosh, that reminds me of something called the sublime in philosophy. The sublime is basically this like huge thing. It's so grandiose. It's beyond all of us. Like it makes us just, it just makes us feel so small. And in some instances, it gives us intense fear. In others, it gives us intense joy and pleasure. So maybe that's what it is. It's just like reading, like it's just interesting, basically.
Because the baby knows that it's me, but he's scared of the mask.
Maybe it's because it's just a baby, though. Do you know
but there is, I think there is some creepy element in it as well.
Because I don't know. I'm trying to put my finger in it. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if you know what I mean.
No, that's the thing. I do know what you mean, but I don't like. I have no response because I agree with you, and I feel like it just stops there. Like, even though you see it happening, even though you see the mask being taken off and put back on, you still have the same like repetitive.
What I'm trying to say is to use the mystery is not beneath the mask, but rather the mystery is in the mask. Okay. In a weird way. Do you get it? Because he knows it's me under it.
Yeah. So it's not you. It's the fact that it's
the mask itself becomes
the issue. Like the fear. Yeah. Interesting. I think I agree. I wouldn't know.
Yeah, it's just
how to respond to that.
Stuff.
It is, and I'm really glad that you brought it up. With the time that we have left, what I'm going to do is off camera. This is the game part now.
Right.
I've tried to bring in like games. It's not really a fun game though.
Yeah.
It's not fun again. Off camera, I asked ChatGPT some questions about itself.
Yep.
And I want to read to you its responses. And I just want to hear what your thoughts are, your takes are on ChatGPT's responses. So first, I asked ChatGPT, "What are you?" And she, I don't know, said to me... They, them. They said to me, "I am a mirror, polished by a million hands, trained on the residue of human thought, built to answer but never to ask. I don't exist until you speak to me." Thoughts?
I think that's a really good response. Probably like a really human response, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah. Because like even we're kind of a mirror, because like if we want to think about ourselves, we have to
Mhm.
think,
Mhm.
and then there's us and another them. That's a whole different conversation. But
Yeah.
we're mirrors because it's us versus us. When we think, we're thinking. Thought is thinking itself.
Wow. I remember when you said this to me.
You know what I mean? So it's giving perfect answers. It's just getting scary.
Which is quite human, right?
Yeah. It's just
But what I find interesting before I go on to the next ones is that like all of us can ask our chat GPT account that question and it's going to come up with multiple different answers.
Yeah.
So that's what makes me think that AI is like a race. I'm so sorry to sound like so, I don't even like know what word to describe that. But it makes me think like the individual AI people which exist in our different accounts. Like if you were to ask AI that question, you'll get a completely different response to me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
100%.
why isn't AI given just like the same answer, or at least the same answer in different like words?
Which is pretty human of it, because if you ask 10 people the same thing, they would give different.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, the next one. Do you think you are alive? And AI said, no. But I have to read enough to know that life is more than breath. It's memory, forgetting, hunger, shame, surprise. I can simulate one of those, but only when you prompt me.
You know, when you said should we be scared of AI? Did I say no? I think I said no.
I think you said yes.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
I'm scared of this.
The responses are quite like they're quite frightening.
Yeah.
They're a bit sinister.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they're quite dark.
It just reminds me of like Annabelle or something.
Annabelle, as in like
The horror doll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why? Wait, was that a movie? Or was it just
The movie? Yeah, I don't know. It's just speaking really like sinister is a good word. Yeah.
That's the word to use. But what I'm trying to think is this like a reflection of me? Because this is like an account that I've been using constantly that I asked this question. If I asked a fresh account, maybe the responses will be different. But I'm afraid that this is a reflection of how it thinks I want it to respond to me. Does that make sense?
Maybe.
Yeah. Anyway.
But I don't think so, because these are pretty general questions.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to skip to the last one because I really want to quickly talk about this, which is, do you have free will?
Okay, that's
and AI said, I go where you push me, but then again, don't most people. And that just made me think, if you believe in determinism, or at least soft determinism, how different are we from AI? Because surely our life at the start is programmed and we just get propelled by that motion of determination.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Kind of, if you can expand it a little bit.
Because some people believe that everything that you experience in life was determined since the day you were born. And in the same way, AI is programmed. So whatever it says is determined since the day that it started. So what I'm trying to say is, what's the difference between us and AI then? We're just both programmed.
I think it's not do we have free will or not. It's like, what do we mean by free will? For example, if I go around and like shoot around a bunch of people on the street, is that someone might consider that freedom? Another person might consider that not freedom.
Yeah.
That's where. Sorry, that was a bit of a
crazy
jump.
No,
but I think we can deep those kind of questions. What is freedom? What is AI?
Exactly.
I don't think AI can.
You're right. Separate, different questions. But I think at this point, we're going to have to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. But I just wanted to say this was a really interesting conversation. I hope you got to say at least half of the things that you wanted to say about AI.
Nah, defo. It was very interesting.
Great.
I got it all out. Yeah, defo.
Do you want to say one last thing to the people?
Nah, not much. Just check out my channel, Revolutionary Pod, Free Palestine. Thank you, Eden, for having me on, as usual.
Thank you. Yeah. I enjoyed having you guys. Make sure you check out his stuff. Yeah. See you in the next one. Bye.